Hi, my name is Evan Basta. I am a technical solutions architect here at Meraki, and today we're going to get started with Meraki. First thing we're going to do is we are going to go to meraki.cisco.com. Now, when we go to the Meraki dashboard here, we have the option to log in on the top right. Essentially, we could enter our email if we already have a Meraki account. If not, we are going to create an account. Here, we're going to select the region that we're in, and this is essentially to create your Meraki organization based on the servers within the selected region. After that, you're going to fill in this information for your Meraki organization, check I'm not a robot, and create your account. After you do this, in your email, you are going to get a Cisco Meraki email verification. Feel free to click this link, and that's going to redirect you and confirm that you've been added to your Meraki dashboard. Since I have already confirmed, I get this message, but you will get a confirmation message yourself, and you'll be able to click here to go to your organization. Now, the first screen that we're going to land on after we log into our Meraki organization is this screen right here. This gives us the ability essentially to register Meraki devices and or set up Systems Manager. Now we are going to register Meraki devices. I'm going to name mine Home YouTube Office. All right. And I could add devices. Now here is where things are interesting with Meraki. Essentially, on this screen that I just showed you, we have the option to enter a serial number or a sales order number. And when we're talking about, of course, adding hundreds of devices in Meraki at once, a sales order will automatically do that for us, add those devices, and then we can submit a license key. In our case, we have a whole stack back here that we're going to add to this network, and every single device has a serial number on it. So for instance, this little MT sensor here has a serial number on the bottom of the screen. We're going to add that device and that serial number manually onto the Meraki dashboard. So now I have all of my devices here that I'm going to add. I'm going to add devices, and these are separated, of course, by an enter key. And with this, I am going to create my network with all of these devices. Now, what we're going to see here is that we have our tab is full of the cellular gateway, switch, wireless, camera, sensors, and we also have an organizational button that appears as well to manage organizational settings. The first thing that I'd recommend us do here is go to our administrator section. And the one piece of advice I'll give everyone here is to add another organizational admin. So essentially, I could add an admin here, and I'm just going to make up a random name. But from an organizational access perspective, I'd say make sure there are 2 full admins on the network from different email domains. This way, if you can't access one email domain, there's a backup option for us here as well. Now, what we'll see on the top of our screen is that we have a license problem. I'm going to go to this page, and I'm going to show you exactly what we could do about this. So this is our license page, and this is the area that we're going to see how many devices we have on our network and how many licenses we have and or need for these devices. So we'll see here that we have a couple of devices on our network, and we need a couple of licenses. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down and find add another license, and then we are going to license more devices. And what this does is what it says. It licenses more devices for us to use. So I'm going to copy and paste our license key and press add license. Now what we'll see here is that this brings my dashboard into compliance. Not only that, it's going to add a couple of additional things that are software based on Meraki that don't have a hardware component, like Systems Manager and Meraki Insights. So with this, I am going to enter the date of 2/8/2024, which is 1 year after, of course, entering these licenses, and press add license. So what we see here is that we now have a dashboard that is in compliance. We have 365 days of entitlement onto the dashboard. And this also means 365 days of RMA support as well, and the ability to call into Meraki support if need be. Now, of course, let us go into our unassigned licenses and get this taken care of. So we have a Meraki small license that I'm going to apply to the home YouTube office. And here what we'll see, we got a little bit more information on our dashboard now. So I'm going to go to network-wide clients, and we're going to wait for our dashboard, of course, here to load insights. So this being said, now we have a dashboard that has all of the Meraki infrastructure that we want, except for SM. We're going to go over that in just a little bit here. But essentially, here is the cool part about the Meraki dashboard. I'm going to go into our switches here and show you exactly the cool part about having a cloud-based technology. Here what we see is that we have the switch that we added to our environment. Now this switch obviously isn't plugged in. This switch is located right behind me to my right. But what we do have the ability to do now is I have the ability to edit any configuration on this switch port that I so desire, right? So I could name this uplink. I could, of course, allow access policy to be native VLAN 1. And for this example, we're just going to create a flat network just using VLAN 1. But the cool thing here is that with Meraki, and this is really important to say, so let me just hide the screen really fast. With Meraki, when you add a device, it doesn't matter if this device is connected to the network or not. The important thing here is that you have the ability to issue any configuration to that device, and as soon as that device is connected and gains connectivity to the cloud, then that device is going to load that configuration. What this gives us is the ability to, months in advance if need be, edit and do configuration work on the back end so that when it's time for us to deploy our Meraki network, it's all there, all the configuration is saved, and all you need to do is plug in that device. So that brings me to a really good segue, which is ensuring that your network is able to connect to the Meraki cloud. It's important for that native VLAN to have a couple security policies in place so that these devices could gain access to the cloud. Let me show you exactly where to find those. So if I were to go on a new page and do Meraki firewall rules for cloud connectivity, what you'll find here, of course, is our first page has our firewall rules for cloud connectivity. And we also give this to you in a CSV as well. So you have the ability to essentially take this, copy it, and apply it to that native VLAN if need be. Now, going back to our dashboard, I think it is time for us to plug stuff in. So with that being said, what I'm going to do is quickly step away. We're going to plug a couple of these devices in, and we're going to actually get these devices online and connected. Now, from what you just saw, converging a Meraki network is pretty simple. Essentially, all you need to do is plug in the devices, ensure that the native VLAN is able to connect with the Meraki cloud, and the Meraki cloud is going to do all the work for you in terms of getting these devices online. Now, let's see what that looks like on the Meraki dashboard once your devices are plugged in. Now, looking at a Meraki dashboard, I am in a network-wide clients view. This is the view I like most in the Meraki dashboard because it gives us assurance on all of our devices. So we see that our wireless AP, our switch, our MX device, and even our uplink to the MG41 is healthy. We even can see our devices too that we have plugged in, right? So here's my desktop, and I'll click on this real fast. And what you could see is some current client connection. And of course, we have the ability to see how a client has connected, its performance, its connections, and its overall statistics on the network. Now, what we're going to do is we're also going to go to organization and firmware upgrades. This page is really important because it shows us exactly how we can manage firmware across multiple different technologies in your whole organization or in one network on your dashboard. So the reason why I like showing this page is just to show you how easy it is, of course, to upgrade your firmware on your dashboard. So all you have to do, and by the way, what we'll do here too is show you exactly what firmware versions are in good status, meaning they're up to date, and what firmware may be old or may want a new firmware version as well, or what we recommend. So I'm going to click on our MS14.331 here, schedule an upgrade, and I'm going to see that our next stable release is 15.19. I could even click on this and see exactly what our changelog is. Maybe there are some additional features that are in this new firmware. Maybe there are some bugs that we should be aware about or some known issues. That being said, you're going to find all of these changelogs available on the dashboard as well, and for previous versions as well. So with that, I'm going to target 15.19. I'm going to hit next. We could either perform an upgrade now, or we could schedule it for whatever date we want. Of course, the last thing I want to present here is Meraki SM. So essentially, if I were to go into my organizational overview, I could, of course, press create a network. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to organization, create a network, and I'm going to call this Evan Basta SM. Now, this is going to be our EMM, which is our Systems Manager network, and we are going to create a network based on Systems Manager. Now, of course, we have 5 Systems Manager licenses. Now, how we combine this into our original network that we created is we're going to go to our organizational overview, and this is going to show us all of the networks that we created. I'm going to press these two, and I'm going to combine them and call it Evan YouTube Home Office Combine. Now, what we'll see here going back to my home office is not only do we have all of these devices, we now have Systems Manager. Now, this is the true power of the Meraki dashboard here. Super simple process to get us online here. There are a lot more tips and tricks I have for you, so make sure to subscribe down below. So with that, if you have any questions as well, please feel free to add them down below. Hope this video was informative, and I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. Have a great day.